As somebody who diagnosed ADHD, depression, anxiety in the 5th grade, right? Now we know obviously FDA has not approved TMS to be used on anybody under the age of 18. In your opinion, is TMS safe for kids?
Well, a good friend of mine, Paul Kroarkin, he actually was the person who thought of the first idea of having a foundation during his presidency of the Clinical TMS Society. He's at the Mayo Clinic, he's a child adolescent psychiatrist. He did a study that was sponsored by Neuronetics that looked at treating adolescents who were depressed in a placebo-controlled or sham-controlled study. And what's really interesting about it was that somewhere about 42% of patients really responded to TMS alone.
Okay.
The problem was 36% of the sham responded as well. So they couldn't show the huge difference, but the numbers were very similar to what you were seeing in some of the clinical trials. That response, just that adolescents have a very high placebo response. A lot of attention is given to the adolescents, a lot of focus. And sometimes that attention and focus can be therapeutic in and of itself. But what came out of that was it was incredibly safe. Nobody had a seizure, nobody had any major, huge problems. So it can effectively be given in adolescents. I personally have treated a number of adolescents 15 and up with TMS, and they did beautifully with TMS. And a lot of times what happened, and the insurance companies paid for it. Why? Because the next step was ECT, and the families didn't want ECT. So we presented this, what about TMS? We have safety data. We've seen it be effective. And so the insurance companies actually agreed to pay for it.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I've actually never heard of that. I commend you for that. That's awesome.
I mean, that's where we do a lot of advocacy with the insurance companies. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It was like one patient was 17, and in 2 months they were turning 18. So they said, all right, we're going to let this go, that kind of thing.
I can't tell you how many times that story has ended in the opposite way, where insurance said, call us in a month, call us in 2 months, right? I've had that personally here in this office. So again, I commend you for that.
Well, I think that, that's the
body's not changing that much in that amount of time.
I mean, so there's another piece, and maybe this is something for your viewers to also understand. Insurance companies sometimes say no. It's actually a lot better now than it was 10 years ago when there wasn't insurance, coverage.
I'm sure.
But what happens is that if your peer reviewer, if they originally go to a peer reviewer, and so I speak to the peer reviewer and says, sorry, it doesn't meet the criteria, there is the potential for another internal review. They have another doctor look at it. This is part of the most laws in most states. And then if they say no, you can appeal to what's called a PRO, a peer review organization. And these are doctors who will look at the case that you present, and also will look at letters from patients, letters from their treating their psychiatrists or primary care doctor, and will take it all into consideration. And usually 80% to 90% of the time, we prevail when we appeal to the state or the physician review organization, peer review organization. Don't give up. And a lot of times, if we keep on doing that over and over again, the insurance companies are going to say, we're losing this time. And they have to, actually, the insurance companies have to pay for the review. And they have to do it this time, another time, and another time. They may say, well, maybe we have to start paying for 15 and up.
What's funny, doctor, is, you're such an intelligent man that you didn't read any of these questions prior to this interview. But every time you have been ahead of the next question. I love that about you.
Well, so one of the things we talk about, this is my calling, Kyle.
I know.
This
I know.
stage of my life, it's like what do I do on my nights and weekends? It's with my colleagues. I'm on committee meetings. I'm president of the foundation that we're going to be putting in a free clinic in Florida. You know, we've got the funding from our sister foundation called the Neil S. Hirsch Foundation, and we're going to be putting a free clinic in Florida. We're in the negotiations with a not-for-profit clinic in Florida where we're going to be doing free treatment for TMS.
Treatment to anybody who's qualifying for TMS?
Anybody who's qualified TMS. Let's say if the insurance company said, no, in that it's like teen, adolescent, and we think that that's appropriate, that patient's going to get treated. If somebody's got Medicaid where there's not a policy, that patient's going to get treated. If somebody has, for instance, a hugely high deductible, like a lot of insurances, and they can't afford it, they're going to get treated. So one of the things that we're really trying as part of our foundation is also to provide access, not only awareness, but access. And so we're putting our first clinic there for the foundation, and we're looking at clinics in other areas. It could be in Europe, it could be in Africa, it could be in South America. We are looking at really spreading the word. And what better way to spread the word than to offer free treatment?
Well, that's actually something I did want to get into as well, is can the average citizen donate to that cause?
Yes. I mean,
I know about the foundation, right? And I love and I want to support that foundation in so many ways. But say my average viewer wants to donate $20 to help somebody out in one of these free locations. Is that possible?
Yes.
Where would they do that?
So facttms.org, go onto the donations page, and there's a whole series of our initiatives. And you can make a request. I want to donate to the free clinic. That will go to
it's
FAC TMS, like
right?
Fact TMS, or Factmas. Sometimes we call it.
yes.
It's like Christmas. It's Factmas.
There was a time when I was sitting at my computer, FACT TMS. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's Factmas.
TMS, right?
FACTMS.
I love
.org. And you want to donate, please donate. It's for excellent cause. We're going to increase awareness. We're going to build. And I will tell you, Carl, you're going to be a part of that patient advocacy committee. And it's the energy that's coming out of that committee is great. We're going to be doing public service announcements. We're going to have an awareness campaign. We have applied for TMS Awareness Day.
There it is. I've been waiting for you to say it. And what day is that going to be, sir?
We're October 10th.
Yes.
10/10. And the reason why we did 10/10 is in honor of my buddy Mo Aldogani, immediate past president of the Clinical TMS Society, because he's in London and they switched the numbers. So we wanted it to be the same number if it's America or if it's Europe.
I love that.
So October 10th. We haven't yet got there yet, but we're working on it as we speak.
And we will help in any way that we can to get these wonderful things done. I love what you do with this.
Absolutely.
But back to the interview.
All right.
Can't get too excited, right? Now.
Yes, you can. But
I know. Trust me. We can't help it, right? TMS is so wonderful. It saved my life. If you guys found the information in this video helpful, do yourself a favor. Click on this video right here.
Seriously, click on this video. Click on this video.